It's so exciting. The first day of open gym was something that was really exciting and had a lot of adrenaline, and we've been working really hard. So finally, when the season actually starts today, it's such a great feeling, and I'm super excited to practice, I guess.
Hey, so you guys have a few people back, but somewhat of a different team out there. So how confident are you in the team that you guys are putting out there?
Yeah, we lost 7 seniors last year, which is a great amount of people, but we have a lot of new coming faces that bring a lot of talents that were similar from some of the players last year, but also new. And so I'm pretty confident that we're going to be successful this year as well.
Okay, so you guys have Sydney, Ayana back. So how confident are you guys going into the SAC play this year?
Uh, I'm confident. We do have some returning players that were very successful last year in the SAC. And this year, we're just going to keep trudging along, and we have some new faces that are going to fill the void that some of those players didn't. So I feel like we have a great chance of winning another SAC title.
Okay, so you said you guys lost 7 seniors, and
Yes.
you said you did have a scrimmage, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think the team's going to look like?
Oh, it's
Well, just kind of more specific, like what do you think the team's strengths are?
our strengths is definitely just bringing adrenaline every day to practice, just hard working every day to practice, and it's going to take time to understand and know all the plays because those 7 seniors have been practicing them for years. But really, just working hard and being able to compete is the biggest aspect I think at this point they're going to really bring to the table. So.
Okay, a bit of a role reverse for you. So now you kind of become one of the leaders. So what's that like?
Uh, it's exciting. I mean, it's nice that I now have teammates that kind of look up to me, and it gives me the opportunity to step up and be a leader and be someone that can lead by example and by voice. And so it's a great feeling knowing that you can make an impact on your teammates as well as yourself. So it's fun. I'm excited.
So you guys, what would you say the goal would be for this year? Given the way you lost last year, obviously you guys think you can get back there, but how far do you think you can go?
We always say our goal is 6 championships. We have the SAC conference and then sectionals, regionals, semi-state, and state. And I think that our goal, as always, is to go all the way and try to win all 6 championships. And it's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication and coming into practice every day, giving it our all. But it's a goal that we're always going to strive by, and hopefully we're going to get there. So.
Yeah, obviously last year you guys kind of destroyed the people in the city. So how do you guys stay motivated when people you kind of have a target on your back?
It's hard sometimes always knowing never to be complacent in practices, but we kind of really make an emphasis as every team is just as important as the next, and so we really practice as each team is going to be just as hard, just as good as the next, and so we really just work on practicing harder for the teams that maybe were expected to beat by more than some of the others, but
No, you're fine.
I don't want it to sound weird or wrong.
It's okay. It's okay. No, you're fine. I'll probably have one more question. I'm going to say every coach will tell you that each team has a new identity every year. So what do you think the coaches and what do you think you guys are feeling that is like unique about this particular team?
Ooh. I think our main goal this year is never taking any plays off because in a lot of close games, you're going to need every possession you can get, every play that you can have to be successful and win that game. So our goal this year, and something that they've really emphasized and talk about a lot, is never giving a play off, being active, being impactful every play, every 5 person that's on the court, every person on the bench at the time, because you never know when something is going to be needed and when it could make the difference. So that's pretty much what we really talked about this season. So yeah.
And one question for me. I'm sorry, I'm asking a lot.
No, you're good.
What types of things have you worked on this offseason?
Me personally,
In your personal game?
Okay, well, my big thing is to try to work on things I'm strong at and something that I need to work on. So I've been shooting a lot constantly, and a lot of times we'll send out a text and we'll have multiple people show up just to shoot, because that's a big important aspect of being successful. Don't put that in there. This is an office moment.
You're talking to Andy right now. So.
Oh, hi.
No, not literally, but he's. No, you're fine.
But
just talk about some of the things you might have worked on that you think maybe some of the weaknesses you had that you think are better this year.
We really are working on ball handling, every one of us. I mean, Grace is a great point guard, but there's always room for improvement. So this season, a lot of us have been working on dribbling, and also the shooting aspect. We lost a lot of shooters last year with Solaire and Kara and Haley and all of them. So we've been working a lot on shooting, a lot of shooting drills, a lot of just getting reps up, because that's going to be a big aspect of winning this year. So
Teammates again.
I'm really excited. It was really hard to be apart from everyone because we're like a family. So over the summer playing AAU, it was hard not to see everyone. So I think we're all excited to be back together for the season.
And what types of things did you guys work on this offseason to get even better?
I think all of us play AAU, so we all worked on mid-range, and a lot of our guards and shooters worked on threes. The post worked on inside game so that we could help our team.
So obviously with a lot of seniors, I think you guys have 7 seniors leave?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously you guys need some people to step up. How confident do you feel like you're going to be one of those people?
I feel very confident that I'm going to be one of those people, because me and the other junior, Grace, we only have 2 other seniors, so I think the 4 of us are going to kind of try to lead this team this year.
And what specifically did you work on this offseason with your game?
Specifically, I worked on my post game, but I also tried to expand my range a little bit and shoot some deeper mid-range shots.
So what do you think would be unique about this team?
I think what's going to be unique about us is our work ethic, because looking at us, we have kind of a smaller lineup, and so I think that our effort and attention to detail in all of our plays is going to help us win games.
Okay, so if you would be able to identify one thing that you guys are going to hone to all year as one of your strengths, what would that be?
One of our strengths is, I think, going to be like heart and hustle. So I think that us trying every play and us working our hardest is definitely going to be a trademark for us.
So how the way you guys lost last year, how much does that motivate you to do even better this year?
That motivates us a lot, because especially seeing how we thought we'd be going all the way, especially with all 7 of our seniors, I think that we now know that it all comes down to just detail and hustling every play.
Yeah, and coming so close this offseason, that has to be just like a little extra fire, just to do just that little bit in offseason, just to push through, right?
Right, yeah, that gave us a lot of fire to push through, and we just want to take every game, one game at a time this year.
Obviously around the city you guys are the target, so what is it like to come back and be with the target on your back?
It's exciting because we like to be the standard. We want everyone to be chasing us, so we just want to be setting the standard always and staying ahead.
And what's it like to play with good players like Ayana and Sydney Grable?
Playing with Yana and Sydney is fun. They're really uplifting people, and I think that the amount of skill that they have helps them be leaders, and they know what to do, and they help everyone else on the team out with their confidence.
And how confident are you guys with your supporting cast to be able to help them and guys kind of catapult to where you want to go this year?
We're really excited. We just all like to support each other, and we just have a good time.
I'm very excited. Obviously we got a lot of tradition out here in our basketball program, and I'm excited to get started again with a great group of kids to see what kind of journey we can put together this year, what kind of success we can have.
Okay, so I know a lot of coaches would say every team is different and unique. So what do you think is unique about this team?
Well, it's a very unique blend of experience and youth. We graduated 7 seniors last year, but obviously we have a core in Yana Patterson, Sydney Graber, Riley Parker, but then we've got a lot of young kids in our program. So it's going to be a very fun team to coach, I think, this year, and I think that we'll be able to show a lot of growth throughout the season.
So obviously with everybody knowing who Ayana and Sydney Grable is, talk about how important it is to find those other complementary pieces.
It's very important. And here's the thing, it's nice. We've got some very talented kids who are going to be able to showcase themselves this year, who have kind of just maybe been under the radar a little bit by playing at Homestead under that class that we had last year. So, Grace Sullivan, Amber Austin are 2 very talented players who, if today started, we're going to be rounding out our starting lineup, and I think are going to really make us a good basketball team.
So what are some of the things you guys worked on specifically in the offseason?
Shooting, just individual skills are the biggest thing that we work on in the off season, and June it gives us a great opportunity to work on our chemistry, especially with a team like this. It's very young with new kids coming up to play on the varsity team. So just trying to build that trust.
Okay, so we gotta talk about it. So the way you lost last year, how much does that motivate you to even go even harder?
Yeah, well, I think, as I said, every year it's a different team, a different group of kids, and the big thing I hear is we want to be our best every day, and we want to play for championships, and so we're going to be motivated. Targets on our back typically, and we're going to make sure that we go out there and represent Homestead the best we can.
Right. With the target on your back, how do you keep you guys motivated to stay focused in interconference play?
You know what? We remind the kids all the time that we are wearing that target, and it's important to talk about it. And we've just got to be very good at the details in practice, and we got to be as good as we can be every minute that we have an opportunity to play together.
Okay, so you have a few seniors, right? How many seniors do you have?
We just have 2 this year.
2 seniors. So your core is going to be from underclassmen this year. So how different is coaching underclassmen as opposed to people that have been there and done that?
You know, it's a lot different. You can't take things for granted. You know, and like last year, having that crew of 7 seniors who have been with me a long time, things kind of ran themselves at certain points, or they were able to coach the younger kids. And this year, when only a couple of seniors and a lot of young new faces in our program, it's kind of refreshing, if there's a way to say that, to go back and kind of teach the basics a little bit and bring this team together and watch them grow.
So obviously you got a lot of fast people running around. So are you kind of coaching them to be more free?
Certain players, not everybody. But, you know, that's one thing. You know, I guess defining roles will be a big thing for this team because we graduate a lot. So defining our roles and who has the freedoms to do certain things. But, yeah, it's going to be a fun group, and we're going to be a pretty athletic group.
So I know it's early. You guys had a scrimmage already, right?
No.
You have not had a scrimmage yet?
Today's our first official practice, so our scrimmage is on November 2nd.
So I know it's being so early. Do you have any idea what you think this team's strength is going to be?
Yeah, you know, I think we're going to be able to rebound the basketball very well. I think we should be a very good defensive team. And I think we have some great offensive components if we can work well together. We're hoping as the season progresses that we're a pretty dynamic offensive team.
So how much have you seen Ayanna grow from last year, all the attention she came in with this year, and how is she dealing with that?
You know, she's a very smart kid. She's very level-headed. She handles the pressure, you know, well beyond her years. So none of that really impacts her. And I think one of the greatest attributes of Ayanna in our program is she just wants to win. Obviously, she's got a great tool set, and she's a great player, draws a lot of attention. But at the end of the day, she's just excited to come out here and play with her teammates and win basketball games.
How does an experienced player like Sydney help her mature and develop?
Oh, it helps a ton. You know, just the fact that she's been playing varsity for 3 years and she's played in big games. She's familiar with, you know, a lot of the players in the area, but then also throughout the state. It's a big help, you know, and her and Riley and some of those other seniors just in situations where you're playing on a Friday night and driving to Indianapolis for a Saturday day game. They know how to handle that bus ride and how to prepare themselves to be successful and play at a top level on any given night.
You know, Riley's one of the seniors, right? So what do you expect from her this year?
Well, you know, Riley gives us a lot of leadership and a lot of energy and intensity on both ends of the floor. So, you know, she's one of our defensive bulldogs out there, and she can shoot the basketball well. So we need her to consistently shoot the basketball from the perimeter this year.
Okay, so what have you identified any specific goals that you hope to see for this team?
Well,
how far you want to go?
Yeah, you know, we talk about championships all the time, and so obviously you're going to set a goal at this point in time for the biggest championship, which is a state championship. But, you know, in order to do that, you got to set milestones and goals along the way. So, you know, the first one is going to win SAC championship, hopefully, and do well in the holiday tournament. And make sure that we're getting better every day so that when the tournament rolls around and sectionals arrive, that we're playing good basketball.